Welcome back, welcome back. And you know what? The Mets, even the worst teams in baseball history, don't lose every game. So the Mets managed to win today's game 4-1 over the San Francisco Giants, even though they tried to blow it. They did try to blow it. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander had an amazing performance. I gotta say, give him credit. After last game, he had 5 innings, struggled every single inning, but this game he did phenomenal. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into some problems about this team. What am I talking about? Some problems. We're gonna talk about a lot of problems with this team. There are a lot of broken pieces. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the lineup, and at the end of the video, please stick around because I want to talk about who is going to be the first piece to go. Who will be dealt first? Will it be Verlander? Will it be Scherzer? The list is pretty long. We're going to get into that, so stick around. As always, if you could like, subscribe, you're a Met fan, MLB fan, we appreciate the fact that you're here. You took the time to come to our community. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Okay, so today we had Justin Verlander on the mound against Anthony DeSclafani. And DeSclafani, this was a really good matchup for the Mets because, as the broadcast was saying, DeSclafani has struggled mightily against the Mets. In the last 5 starts, he was 0-5 with an ERA over 6 against the Mets. So this was the perfect game for the Bats to get going. The perfect game. And you know what? They did get going. They really did. So let's get off. Let's start in the beginning of the game, and let's see how Verlander did. I was actually expecting Verlander. I'm like, this guy has to get off. He's got to come out with energy. He's got to come out with passion. Last game, I called him out. The guy looked very bad. I don't know if he had a bad night of sleep. He was struggling. He didn't look good, and it showed. He got through 5, but it was a struggle nonetheless. This game, in the top of the first inning, I loved it. He came out, first at bat against Peterson, set the tone. Pitched him high and tight, inside, was jamming Peterson the whole day. Jock Peterson did terrible against Justin Verlander. That would set the tone for the day. Next at bat, Flores came up, hit the ball to Beatty. I was actually like, okay, Beatty, come on, nice throw. I've always been watching Beatty, the way he throws the ball. Don't throw it away, but he's been doing good in the last couple weeks. Davis comes up. It's a curveball. J.D. Davis singles. And at that point, I remember Verlander only had 12 pitchers. And I'm like, okay, here we go. It would have been a nice, clean inning. But J.D. Davis gets the single. It's going to be a long, drawn-out inning. And we're going to see the same struggling Verlander. But no, Bailey comes up, makes a quick out. And Verlander only threw 15 pitches in the first inning. So I'm like, all right, we got something. Verlander's dealing today. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Nimmo comes up, ground ball to first base, 1 out. Second time, Lindor comes up, pop up, 2 outs. McNeil then comes up, and McNeil coming off a very good game. Nonetheless, he makes out. So it's a 1-2-3 inning right after Verlander kind of like has a dominant inning in the first. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I was hoping we'd get another first inning run, but we didn't. All right, so you know what? Let's fast forward to the third inning because this is when the Bats actually did come alive. All right, and this is where I got a bit excited. Francisco Alvarez came up to bat against DeSclafani, and he roped one over the right center field wall. And I got to say, I know Francisco Alvarez has been struggling a teeny bit, but the guy, he's impressing me, folks. He really is. I mean, he's doing great defensively, blocking the ball. He's holding runners on. I mean, he's got a good arm. He's got like more power than anybody I've seen since Piazza. I mean, the guy's going to be set to hit between 25 and 30 home runs this year. When have we ever seen that from a catcher? Not since Mike Piazza. And this guy is a rookie. I am so excited about Alvarez. I am so excited. So no matter what happens with Alvarez, be patient. Be patient, especially with this team. This is the perfect team for Alvarez to actually learn and develop. So he starts the third inning, and I'm happy. We get on the board. The next at bat, we have Guillermo. Guillermo strikes out, and then Nimmo comes to the bat. Boom! Boom! We have another home run. This is to right field, and I gotta say, Nimmo is showing pop. Pop. He really is. And I know he's a leadoff guy. He's a high on-base guy, but please stay tuned. I have an idea with the lineup. I really need your opinion. I've been reconstructing this lineup. I hate Vogelbach in the fifth spot. McNeil, I want to get McNeil going. There are a lot of things that I looked into with this lineup, so stay tuned. A very good lineup, I feel, to come. All right, so after in the third inning, Lindor comes up. Lindor, boom, he's got 17 home runs as well. We all know he's got to get the average up. All right, but we'll work with that. So the Mets, they scored 3 runs in the third inning. They tack another one on in the fourth. So it goes, we'll fast forward all the way to the seventh inning when Mr. Pete Alonso tries to blow it. He tries to blow it. All right. And Verlander went 7 strong. So that's why we're going to, there was really no focus. There was really no struggle with Verlander. The only struggle came really in the 7th inning. And, that's really because of Pete Alonso's ineptitude right now in the field. Ineptitude. I mean, the guy's having the worst June of his career. He's not hitting. He's not playing defense right now. This is supposed to be one of your leaders on the team. And I'm thinking back to the years of when Piazza was on the team, especially a 28-year-old Piazza. I'm not even sure if we had him when he was 28. I think we might have acquired him when he was 29. But nonetheless, we acquired him around the same age. Piazza in his first couple of years as a Met was, even though he didn't hit 50 home runs, he was actually 100 times of a better hitter than Pete Alonso. He really was. I mean, all the big home runs that Piazza hit, Shea Stadium was rocking. I mean, they showed a clip the other day. It was June 30th, and it was, I think it was the 20-something anniversary of the Mets scoring 8 runs and coming back from the Atlanta Braves. And Piazza had like a home run to tie it or go ahead. But if you go back and you look at that home run and you see as he hits the ball and starts running down the first base line, it pans to the crowd. And Shea Stadium is going crazy. The fans are jumping up and down. It looks like the stadium is cranking, rocking. I mean, that's back when the Met fans could be excited about their team. Not anymore. And I remember, for Piazza, you didn't get up out of your seat. You went and you look. This was the guy you were in your seat for. I find myself, especially in the last couple of weeks, okay, Alonso's up. I'm not really paying attention as much as I should be because I'm not expecting much. And I still think he's injured, which, like I said, if you're injured, don't come back. So let's go break down this 7th inning. And it was almost a 7th inning from hell. We usually have our 8th innings from hell, but today we kind of almost had a 7th inning. Pete, I gotta say, I expected things to really go haywire that inning. So, all right, let's go in detail. So J.D. Davis, he was the first guy up. He gets a single, right? So he's on first base, and the second guy up is Bailey, and Bailey hits the ball. He hits the ball kind of hard to Alonso, so Alonso fields it, and naturally he tries to go for the double play. He rushes the ball to second base, and he throws it wide. The ball goes all the way to the outfield. J.D. Davis is able to run to third base. The guy running to first base is obviously safe, and it was just a terrible chain of events. Terrible chain of events right there. And luckily, Estrada came up, and it was a 4-6-3 double play. Davis scored after that. But I'm telling you, do you remember Estrada hit a ball down the right field line, and it was just foul? It was just foul. We came this close away from blowing it or from potentially blowing it. I mean, you really can't really make this stuff up, with the Mets, and they were just so close to giving away a perfect gem of Verlander. So close. But that's what you really expect from teams like this. So we're going to just close out the game. Right after Verlander left, we actually had two good performances. Smith came in. He was good. He looked good in the 8th inning. And Ottavino shut the door in the 9th. Thus, Verlander gets the win, lowers his earner average to 3.6. And the Mets, they get a good win, a good solid win. They essentially only had one good inning, the 3rd inning, hit-wise. So I'm not really impressed with the lineup. So we are going to go into what would be a more effective lineup. And, I was really thinking about this because, I want to get Pham at bats right now. I want to get Pham at bats. He's hot right now. You want to take advantage of that. Nimmo's got a lot of pop in his bat. He really does. He's inspired. I want to get Vogelbach the heck out of the 5th position, but I still want to maintain the lefty-righty balance. So, folks, here's my lineup. And we are going to start off with McNeil in the 1st position. And McNeil, I want to make sure the guy is comfortable, like I've mentioned in the past. He's had success in the leadoff position. You give the guy confidence. You put him out there first. Maybe he slows things down with his mental approach. Okay, you got the lefty McNeil up first. Second, you have Tommy Pham. So Tommy Pham, and you take advantage of him while he's hot. There's nobody been hotter than Tommy Pham right now. You take advantage of it. And this lineup, it's not a forever lineup. It's a right now lineup. Number 3, we have Brandon Nimmo, the best hitter on the team. You got 2 of the best hitters. Tommy Pham, number 2. Brandon Nimmo, number 3. I don't care about. I'm not relying on your years from 2 or 3 years ago. I want to know who's productive right now. Nimmo's number 3. Alonso, I'm stuck with leaving him at number 4. Number 5, we have Lindor. We'll move him down in the lineup. We still respect the lefty-righty. Lindor's a switch hitter. He's got pop, but his average is a bit lacking, so he'll go 5th. Marte, we're going to bump him down from 2 to 6. So, essentially we have Lindor, then Marte, and then now this is where we have Vogelbach. Vogelbach is going to be moved down in the lineup. He's very inconsistent, and I don't think he's that good. So we're going to put him down as number 7. Alvarez is number 8, and Beatty's number 9. So I feel we extend the lineup this way, and we keep lefty-righty throughout the lineup. So what do you think about that lineup? I'm just trying to get a little more production. I want to take advantage of the guys who are hot. I want to bring Vogelbach down, and that's just my idea. Give me your opinion. All right, now this is probably the best part of the video for me because I've been looking through this and I've been thinking this out. Who is going to be the first domino to fall? Who? And I'm trying to think of the reason behind it because if you trade Scherzer, if you trade Verlander, then essentially the month of July we're not paying attention to it. It's automatic sell mode. Then Verlander and Scherzer, they're both coming on as of late, and the more starts you give them, the higher their value becomes. So I figure it's worth it to trade them later in the month of July. Okay, so you take really them off the board. Okay, guys like Kana and a guy like Kana, Guillerme, I'm not too sure. They may go first, but a guy that I 100% feel that the advantage of him going first is higher than anybody else, and it makes all the sense in the world. And I know it's actually one of our better players, but you have to deal guys when their values are at all-time highs. So you build Scherzer, you build Verlander's value if you intend to trade them. So we're going to put them off to the back burner. The guy right now who is as hot as he's been in the last couple of years is Tommy Pham. You capitalize on his value, and his value has never been higher, at least in the last couple of years. So he's a 35-year-old player right now. I believe he's going to be a free agent next year. So anybody down the stretch who needs a good bat, an outfielder, a guy who's been, he's been our best hitter, and him and Nimmo have been our best hitters in the last month. So he could really do a lot of damage on a team who's a contending team and needs that extra bat. So I figure Tommy Pham makes all the sense in the world about being the first chip to be dealt. I really want your opinion on that. Do you agree with that? Who else would you foresee as, the best chip to move next? Okay. There's actually one more thing I really want to talk about, and that really kind of bothers the heck out of me. It really does. So I was looking at this team right now, and I'm like, okay, for 2024, what do we have in place? What can we build around, right? So you got Alvarez in place. You got Beatty in place. They're up and down guys. Alonso, you have in place. Although he's really kind of worrying me. He really is. I want a leader out there. I want a guy who's going to put the whole team on his back and say, guys, don't worry. You're with me. I'm going to carry you no matter what. But I'm not getting that feel from Pete right now. I'm really not. In the seventh inning of the ball game against the Giants, he put his head down, and I didn't like to see that. I really didn't. So what are we lacking for 2024? Besides a first baseman, besides a catcher, besides a third baseman, what do we have? All right, if we deal Verlander, if we deal Scherzer, we have no pitching. We have no leadership. The bullpen right now, if we deal Robertson, if we deal Ottavino, we have a barely a bullpen right now. So next year we'll have no bullpen. We'll have no starting rotation, as I mentioned. The lineup, let's say we do deal Marte. Let's say we do deal, a couple of these chips, Pham in the lineup, Kana. These guys are expiring contracts, so I see, the value is going down, so you capitalize on the value. But I'm really scared. I don't know what we're going into next year with. I really don't. What are we building around? Pete Alonso? Pete Alonso right now is proving to be, not really the guy I want him to be. Is he only good when everything's going right? Is that the guy I'm dealing with? Because not all the time are things going to go right. If you're going to be building a team and Pete Alonso is going to be that veteran presence, I'm going to need him to tell guys when things are going wrong that things are okay, that things will get better. I need him to be a voice of reason. I need him to be a leader. So if I'm going to be building around him, Pete's got to step up. And I'm not saying he doesn't have the ability to do that. But I'm saying right now, I'm noticing a lot of flaws in him, both on and off the field, as the team is doing bad. So that is noticeable. So bottom line is, we don't really have much to build around, making this trade deadline so pivotal. All right, apologize about that. Okay. In the comments, I saw a lot of people kind of say, the Mets have a $360 million payroll. Other teams like the Cincinnati Reds, the Diamondbacks, the Baltimore Orioles, the Tampa Bay Rays, they're doing it with a lower payroll, and they got stars coming up. Like Cincy, they've got great talent. Like Ellie De La Cruz, he's going to be we don't have these generational talents that are coming up. Phenom players. Gunnar Henderson on the Orioles. The guy who just got injured in Arizona, Corbin. I forget his name. He's like the best rookie. But we don't really have guys like that. I wish we did. I wish we had a guy like, like a young Juan Soto or, a young Fernando Tatis before the steroid. I wish we had a guy like that, young Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We just don't. And, Pete Alonso is going to be 28 years old. He's very limited. We don't have that. We really don't. We don't have pitching. We don't have really young phenom players. Maybe we have good players coming up, but we don't have phenoms coming up. It's just going to be very, very tough. And, everybody in the media has been talking about, hey, I don't know if, Steve's going to go after Shohei Ohtani. But I kind of think that just on the fact that we don't have anybody to build around, Shohei Ohtani, just value-wise, he's a pitcher and he's a hitter. I think that Steve Cohen especially if he listens to Billy Epler, is going to move heaven and earth still. And I was debating this. I kind of said, I don't know if he is, but I thought about this today, and I still believe he's going to move heaven and earth to acquire a Shohei Ohtani. So I know this video was long, and we went kind of through. We touched on a lot of points, but, I had a lot of things to think about this game. Every single Mets game, I think about, like, so many things about the future, and the future doesn't seem as bright as it did in the beginning of the year. Now, these next, I would say today is July 2nd, so these next 30 days up until the August 1st trade deadline, this is what is going to make or break our future. It really is. It will make or break our future. So, Billy Epler, anybody in the front office, Steve Cohen, obviously, this is the time to make magic. This is the time where you're going to earn your money, Billy Epler. You are going to earn your money. So please do your due diligence. And, I pray you make the right moves. I really pray. So, all right, well, thank you so much. We're going to wrap things up right here. Please, if you made it this far, you have no choice. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I really appreciate the fact that you came here. Drop your comments below. We've touched on a lot of topics, but I can't wait to see what you have to say. Have a great day. Have a great night whenever you're listening to this. Let's go Mets. As always, it can't get any worse, but probably will. Have a great day.